What's up, everybody? It's your guy, Derek 420 Colorado, coming at you live and direct from the Dream Farm Studios, here to give you guys a good Talk About It Tuesday. We're going to have some stuff here, just talk about it Tuesday about when to harvest. When to harvest. It's always a good topic, and, there's some old, outdated, stuff and some stuff that just really kind of doesn't really apply to autoflowers. So we're going to get into all that. We're going to go over some diamond milk and garlic bear stuff. I'm sure you guys are pretty excited about that. I need to do something, and it's going to take me a second, but I'll do that at the end. So what's up, everybody? We started a little bit early. I wanted to make sure that we got our, get some good educational, informational stuff talked about. Hi, wife. What's going on, everybody? What's up, Dino? I ain't seen you in a minute. What's up, Chad? What's up, Eric? What's up, Bud? Integrity Farms in the house. Brad, what's going on? What's going on, Big Mo? Jen McCarthy in the house. What's up? Chip Valgout. Hey, that's who it was, man. I was trying to remember who it was that had messaged me this week talking about the tie-dyes, and he had gotten some. I think it was Chip. I'm pretty sure it was Chip. And so, yeah, this week's tie-dye, it's an oldie but a goodie. I haven't been getting many more new tie-dyes because Vanna wife has been yelling at me for getting too many. So, Solo Gino, Memphis, I got your dab coming this way. Hopefully you got your nectar collector and your dabs ready, sir, because we're going to do a big one today. Not really. As big as they normally are. So yeah, then we're going to talk about harvesting, guys, and some of the what's up, Allie B? What's up, Bob? What's up, Terry? And let's go. We're going to talk about harvesting. We're going to talk about some of the old stuff, kind of, guys. There's a lot of myths that are associated and stuff that's just kind of outdated and just doesn't really apply to autos. So we're going to go over that stuff. We're going to go over Plant of the Week and Member of the Week now. Plants of the Week. It's going to be Jason Daniel with his big, gigantic, deep water culture Pappy Secret stash. It's freaking large and in charge. It's a large Marge, and it's in charge. Doing real good work out there. Jason Daniel coming through with the Plant of the Week. Kelly Morehouse coming through with the outdoor Pappy Secret stash. It's the one that's got the prime bottle next to it. Super good work there, guys, with the Pappy Secret stash. Doing awesome stuff. And the Member of the Week is going to be PBE Kano. PBE Kano's been doing good work out there, telling everybody hi, giving good information, and keeping the dreamer vibe there and live and well and good and all that good stuff. So, super awesome. Plant of the Week, Jason Daniel, Kelly Morehouse. Member of the Week, PBE Kano. So yeah, let's get in here to what. River thought I was gonna get away. He was gonna get away with it. So my farm manager, Michael Hagan, River, he decided he made a post today that was super awesome and it was fire and it was great. Well, come to find out, he had stole it from within our group. It was RW Go Easy that had that name first, and so I have to. We had a good laugh about it. It wasn't his. And I thought it was funny, and I just didn't see RW Go Easy, so shout out to RW. It was really the one. River, you didn't do it, but it was funny as hell. Got that fire from the Shire. All right, so this week we got some Orange Tactic. It's Orange TAC-TIC. Orange Tactic. It's real good, super terpy. It's spicy. It's a spicy orange. It's like a clementine. That's been the most, this terp profile is the most prominent in strains like Clementine. So yeah, it's good stuff there. We'll go ahead and we'll get into a dab. I'll let you guys see me go through the thing. And then we'll get into talking about some harvest stuff, guys. What do y'all think about it? And then we'll talk about some diamond milk and some garlic bear. I don't think anybody's y'all aren't excited for no garlic bear. I know it. Diamond milk. I want to see that one. All right, let's get it going. Let's get it rocking with a good Talk About It Tuesday. Big old fat Dabaruski. Solo Gino, I'm looking at you, bud. Here's looking at you. Hopefully you're torching up right along with me. You're getting it heated up, getting it going, getting it rocking. We'll take the dab. We'll get it going together, guys. Whoops. We're fighting the flu, guys. We're fighting the flu. Ah! Oh, yeah. That's all good. I saw a good meme. I saw a good meme the other day. It said, I'm really glad for the Foo Fighters, because never once have I been afraid that the Foo were going to get me. I'm fighting the Foo, guys. I'm fighting it off. Oh, shoot. Well, I don't know why I have to wait for y'all to remind me to take a drink of the Mountain Dew. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, the Macho Man. Oh, yeah. All right. Whew. All right. Yes, sir. My oranges, cream by Timothy 6. Burned my phone case taking that dab. He burnt his phone case by taking that dab. Well, I blew my head off, so that was cool. If y'all didn't like it so much, I wouldn't do it. Oh, wow. Okay. Centered goose fraba. Okay. Damn it. See, guys, this is why I've been starting them earlier. It's been 8 minutes, and here we are. Now we're at 4:20. I can almost talk. Oh no, boo, Jen. I'm sorry. That sucks. She said Solo burnt his dab case, and you were wrong. Ta-da! I'm sorry. Okay, guys, I promise we're going to talk before it turns 4:21. We're going to start talking about harvesting and stuff. Okay, all right, okay. I think that was the last one that really exercised the demons. Okay. God damn it. Oh, I want to be able to talk, and I want to start talking. I don't want to have to stop to cough. There we go, 4:21. All right, so we're going to talk about some harvesting stuff, guys. We're going to talk about the old and most common method for folks to assess when their plants have fully matured has always been the color of the trichome head, okay? That is an indicator of maturity. It is not the only indicator, and me personally, it's one of the last things that I look at when I'm talking about harvesting autoflowers or day-neutral cannabis, okay? For whatever reason, that the autos don't follow that same strict and rigid trichome color development chart. They don't go from clear to milky to amber. Some of them never turn amber. Some of them will stay clear. Okay, guys, I've had stuff that was at, 85 days, and I was like, what the heck's going on? Well, after growing thousands and thousands of autos, that what we found is that there are much better ways to assess the peak maturity of your autoflower than just simply looking at the trichome head, okay, and what color it is. All right, and so that I wrote an article about this for Multiverse, guys. So if anybody wants it, shoot it to me, and I can shoot it to you in text form. I actually printed it out right here, so I could follow along with myself. And so the first thing, so I'll just kind of read over it, kind of peruse over the article that I already wrote, guys. And so basically, you know, in my opinion, trichome color alone is not the best way to tell if your plant's ready to harvest. I definitely recommend a more in-depth and overall plant analysis than simply looking at the trichomes, guys. Okay, the first thing that I always look at in any way, in any kind of harvest scenario or potential harvest scenario, is bract size, calyx size. Okay, and your calyx size and your bract size are going to be the first and main thing to let you know if your plant has got to peak maturity. And what does that mean? What does peak maturity mean? Okay, that peak maturity, in my opinion, is when the plant will actually has put on is the most weight it's going to, and at the highest overall cannabinoid content that it's going to ever be. Okay, and so the first thing I look at is going to be bract size. Are they fully formed? Are they fully swollen? Okay, guys, you'll see a lot of my pictures of plants that are grown in my own personal garden, ones that I grow for flower, when I did grow for flower, that you're going to see big, swollen, fat calyxes, okay? It's one of the things that almost always that really experienced photoperiod growers or growers in general will be able to tell the look of a photoperiod versus an autoflower is that bulbous calyx formation that I refer to a lot, okay? With my gear, you're going to see that. You're not going to see an angular or triangular shaped calyx formation. You're going to see more of a bulb, more of a bulbous shape, okay? And so, you know, being able to tell that if it's fully formed and fully swollen, you know, one way to be able to determine this, guys, is just take a feel of it. Squeeze the dang bud. Squeeze it. All right? And, you know, I say this at the end of this article, but I'll go ahead and say it now just to kind of give you guys a little bit of thought process moving forward as I talk about this, okay? As with most things, when it comes to growing cannabis, it takes time to learn and is an acquired skill and a learned skill. Very rarely in cannabis cultivation do we find a one-size-fits-all method of doing anything. We're constantly evolving in what we know about what causes the change in color of trichomes and other things. So we believe this to be a more complete way of answering the question, when is my plant ready to harvest, okay? That, guys, some of these things that a lot of you folks, or this is maybe your first grow or your second grow, that some of the things that I refer to, like squeezing the bud or sticking your finger into the soil to know if it's watered enough. These are going to take things that are acquired, tactile things that you're going to need to acquire, and skills that you're going to need to learn in the cannabis cultivation hobby, okay? And they only come with time. It is a generic thing, and I've said it for over a decade. The only way to really learn how to grow cannabis is to grow cannabis. I know that sounds stupid. I know that sounds cheesy and all that kind of stuff, but guys, I learn stuff every single time. Every plant that I put in there, there's something else that, you know, it seems to trigger or fire in my brain, and you know, it's always a learning process, and there's never going to be a point where I've learned it all. Okay, but these are the things that I've learned over the course of the last decade and growing thousands and thousands of these autoflowers, is that we are learning that the differences and the subtle differences for these plants, you know, the day neutral category versus the photo dependent category. So we're continuously evolving and continuously, evolving. Okay, so going back to the harvesting. So bract size, guys. Take a look at the bracts. Look at it. Does it look like a dang nug? Does it look like a bud? Does it look like a bud that you would take out and stick in your bag and you could tell, like, you know, does it look like the thousands of other buds that you've got 10 million times before? Okay, that's just the first thing that I look at, kind of the eye test. I watch a lot of sports, guys. They have what's called, what's up, Stevie Steve, Hippie Steve, baby, shout out to Oklahoma. The sports that I watch, they always talk about the eye test. It's not measured by any sports. It's not statistics or categories or data really to support it. It's just, how does it look, man? Do these dudes look good out there doing it? You know, do they look like it's easy? Does it the effort? Those kind of things. So give it the eye test, that bract size, the calyx formation. Is it swollen and fully developed? First. That's the first thing I look at, okay? Next is going to be the pistil recession, okay? Pistil recession, what does that mean? Pistil recession is going to be the recession of the pistils, the hairs, guys, the white hairs that are growing out of your plant. Once 90% of those start to die off, you can start looking at your plant as a potential time to chop, okay? Again, this is going to be a totality of these factors. This is not going to be any one individual thing, all right? This is going to be the totality and the sum and of all of these things. I saw it, Jen. Ooh, I saw it. Getting close. One away. The Pistil Recession. So once 90% or so of your hairs go recessed and they start to retract, they start to turn brown, all right, that you can start to look at the rest of these factors, okay? That any of these identifiable factors, any of these things that we see as one of these things, you can go back and start looking at all of these other factors. Bract size, pistil recession. Okay, next is going to be leaf fade, guys. Leaf fade is going to be another thing that we use, and that's how we can tell how far the plant is from cessation. How far is it away from dying? All right. The leaf fade it's going to be when the plant's going to consuming those nutrient reserves in a last-ditch effort to stay alive. The process is this. This process is the same thing that happens when the leaves change on the trees in the mountains. When the leaves start to lose their green chlorophyll, it can turn all kinds of beautiful colors. This is another reason to make sure you let your cannabis get fully mature. The leaf color fade is always such a beautiful thing to see. Hey, 100! Hey, we're at 102! Woo! All right, guys, I've been waiting for this for a while, man. 103, baby, I love it. Hey, we got to 100. All right, man, I'm so freaking happy about that. I don't want to curse because my mother-in-law's probably watching, but fuck yeah, guys, that's super awesome. Okay, so I wasn't really prepared, but I should have been on what I was going to do for hitting 100 viewers for our live for the first time since I've been doing it back in the March. I think was the first one that when I started doing these. Okay, so we're gonna pause for just a second. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about the monumentous occasion and what just happened. That right here in this little counter here, I saw it tick to 103, baby. So I don't even know if this is all could just be in my mind, but I really think that the Facebook algorithms see that 100 mark as a real tipping point if you do these lives, any consistency. So I'm interested to see what they do and how they reward me on the back end. And so that's super, super awesome. Let's do, guys, God damn, what should I do? Should I release an unreleased strain that wasn't going to do? Or should I, let's see. I don't know what I should do. I tell you what, I'm not going to make that decision right this second, but I will, as soon as we get done with the live here, and within the hour after I get done with the live, I will let you guys know what, I tell you what, oh, Vanna Wife's probably going to kill me on this. I tell you what, just off the muscle, what we're going to do for tonight's drop, we're going to double your guys' freebies, okay? We're going to double the freebies, and I know that I'm going to get super flack from Vanna Wife and Super Mother-in-Law. I'm sorry, I love you guys, but we're going to do it for you guys. We're going to do double freebies, and that's going to last from now until midnight tonight. Double freebies from now until midnight tonight. And then I'm going to come up with something to really reward everybody, and it's probably going to be another strain, probably before the end of the month, I'm guessing. So we'll see how that works. Look out for the next thing. Way to go, guys. Right now we're sitting at 104 viewers. That's super awesome. Awesome stuff. So, way to go, guys. And now we'll get back to talking about harvest stuff. The next thing that you're going to want to look at is is going to be the leaf fade, like I said. And guys, who doesn't love seeing the pretty, fall colors, the purples, the pinks? The picture of the Pappy's Secret Stash on the website is, man, it's so pretty. And I love it so much. And so that's just another indicator that you can use, and you can try to tell where the plant is in its life cycle. Okay? Again, you guys have heard me talk a lot about harvesting and drying and curing and how important that stages is. This is important to understand when your plant is fully mature and when you're going to get the maximum benefit out of it. And that includes medicinally. Okay? So, looking at the trichomes is going to be one of the most, by far, this is what we're trying to use as the measuring stick. looking at the trichomes. Guys, you guys are already used to it. You're already used to looking at the trichomes. But not in the way that you think. And not in the way that you're used to. Okay, then instead of focusing on just the color, guys, that we always recommend looking at the structure of the trichome. A capulated trichome means it has a stalk and a head, okay? And so, and specifically how that head is attached to the stalk, all right? Now, you're going to need a microscope or some kind of loop that you'll actually need to be able to see this, and a pretty good microscope, and this is, you know, you'll need to look at it pretty close, okay? But what you'll see is you'll start to see Michael Wildschultz actually put one of those charts, one of those color charts for the trichome heads on there earlier today, but it was actually a good example of what we're talking about here, okay? That the separation of that capulated stalk of the bulbous head from the stalk is what we're looking for. You'll see that as the development, as the trichome develops, you'll see the stalk head, you'll see the stalk, and then it'll start to grow a little bitty head, okay? It'll start to grow a little bitty head on it, and that head will get bigger, okay? And then that head and that stalk will start to, hush, little boy, that's the head and the stalk will start to separate from each other. If we look at fruit and all kinds of stuff in nature, this is one of the things that we use, and they use in all sorts of horticulture and agriculture and botany to determine the ripeness of things and how far along is in its life cycle and how close it is to the death process. Okay, and so like with a peach or a pear, it's when or an apple, it's when that stem starts to separate, cessation. It starts to separate from it. Okay, it starts to recess from that stalk. That's when you'll know that it's at peak maturity and it's in the that is the time to do it, okay? And so if you're gonna be looking at trichomes, look at how the stalk is actually attached to the head and how we hey Chris, we're maybe we'll see that look at how the structure of the trichome versus just the color of it, because one of the things, again, that we're finding out about ruderalis, and for whatever reason, and I've tried to wrap my brain around it a lot, that ruderalis and day neutral cannabis just doesn't really want to follow, 109, doesn't want to follow along with the traditional path that's been set before them for trichome color progression. It doesn't go from milky to cloudy to amber. It just doesn't happen like that all the time, okay? And so there's thoughts, there's theories, there's a couple theories floating around in the scientific community that there's not really anybody really digging any research into it just yet. But it's the UV reactions inside that stalk head that are causing the change in color and cannabinoid transitions and progressions. Okay, 112. Did you see 112, Martin? Nice. So we see that the structure of the trichome head being more important with autos and day neutral cannabis than the actual color transition. Some of them do. Some of them do go from clear to milky to amber, and you can use that as your guide. Do not let that be the only thing to actually guide you into when your harvest actually is. Okay, that is that's selling yourself short, guys. Taking a look at the entire plant. Every person who has ever shown me a picture that's a blown up picture of a bud, you guys send them like this and are like, hey, is my plant ready? I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Y'all are the reason that I do this. But I can't tell anything by that. A, it's not close up for the pictures of the trichome heads, and B, it's not a picture of the whole plant. So the very first thing that I always ask is, take a picture of the whole plant for me, okay? And so that gives me an ability to assess these different things. Bract size, pistil recession, and not just pistil recession, not just have the hairs recessed, have they turn brown, but have new pistils started forming. Okay, guys, this was an issue earlier today that somebody wasn't real happy that I told them that their plant was done. It's okay. That's not what it's fine. That once you see the majority of those pistils recess, and then your plant starts shooting out new hairs, and you see that just all kinds of new hairs coming out, guys, that's a sign that your plant is done and it's ready to chop. Okay, that ultimately you have that's going to be its late flower stage rhodalization attempt to continue its life cycle by throwing out those pistils. And the next thing you'll see is you'll start to see foxtailing. You'll start to see foxtailing, and you'll also start to see Jason Daniel. Also, make sure you want to know you won Plant of the Week, by the way. I don't know if you saw that at the beginning. But yeah, looking at foxtailing, it's gonna start to foxtail. It's gonna start to get a lot of separation between those buds and those calyxes. Your bud's not gonna be as tight, okay? And so, if you start seeing those pistils recess, 90% of them, once they are recessed, it's a pretty good chance it start ready to chop, okay? And then if you look at the bracts and they're swollen enough, and then if you take a look at with your loop or your microscope and you actually see the capulated stalk and it's recessing from it's recessing from the actual stalk, the bulb receding from the stalk, okay, that you're going to see a much fuller plant, a much richer experience, a better yield, guys, because letting them finish, there's always been a saying, when you think it's done, wait a week. That's always been the kind of the saying, because a lot of people harvest early. There's 110, I see it. There's a lot of, people harvesting early out there. And again, that we have such an uphill climb, guys, with these autoflowers that we grow anyway, and people thinking that they suck, and people thinking that, they're this or they're that or they're whatever, that we want to give ourselves the chance and the absolute best that we can and give the max genetic, expression and get everything that these genetics have to offer, okay? That's what we're actually going to do, okay? And so and I've got some pictures of this, guys, where the trichome separation that I'm talking about it. I will make the post again. I'll combine the two and let y'all know what I'm going to do for 112 here. Woohoo! The trichome separation, leaf fade, pistil recession, and new pistils after the first recession wave. After it's like economics. It's the first recession wave. Once those pistils have died down to 90%, and or you start seeing new pistils being thrown out, go ahead and chop it, guys. If the bracts are swollen, go ahead and chop it. If the leaf fade, if it's looking like a pretty fall tree, go ahead and chop it. Make sure that your trichomes heads are starting to separate and you're starting to see a little gap between, 114, nice. So we start to see a little gap between the stalk head. It looks like a mushroom is the best thing. And I tried to draw a picture, but I'm not even going to show you guys because it is terrible. Yeah, shoot over to Michael's group chat over there, guys. He's got a beginner's new chat. He made a video this morning about it to helping out all the new guys and new ladies out there. You can ask and get information from good vetted growers all the time. No, you do not have to drop the temps to change the color of Santiago. That is a lot of times it's a genetic thing. And it can be a temperature-induced thing, and you can get the anthocyanins to come out by dropping the temperature. But to what degree, I don't know. Yes and no. I don't know. No, I don't want to let you see the drawing because it looked. I might get kicked off Facebook for it because I couldn't do anything but make it look phallic. There was nothing I could do to not draw this because I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. And every attempt that I had at trying to draw a capulated stalk, a trichome head, ended up coming out looking like a penis. So I can't show it. I swear to God, I can't do it. It looks like a penis. All right. So let's talk for about 5 minutes, guys. Let's talk about the diamond milk and the garlic bear. Okay, diamond milk, guys. This is going to be my blackstrap cross. This is going to be from Locomotive Genetics that we got. Shout out to Nancy out there with Josh. Josh Bushels and Nancy out there doing work. This is some of Josh's stuff that he sent me a couple of years ago almost now. And it's the double black diamond, which is double black diamond consists of blackstrap, grape dosey breath, that cross, and then that was crossed to a double grape. Okay, I took that and I crossed that to my slushy milk. Guys, I've got the next round going right now. They're huge. These things are huge. They're gigantic. They're monstrous. These are by far going to be the biggest things that I've put out so far, and they are gargantuan. Okay, I mean I think we got 185 grams dry or something. Now it had seeds in it with out of a 2-gallon pot. There was veggies in a 2-gallon pot. So you guys are looking for a real hefty yielder. This is it. It's covered and just absolutely dripping in frost. That's why I named it Diamond Milk, is because I like to ski, I like to snowboard. You guys know that when you follow me around in the wintertime. Y'all see me out there doing super rad awesome snowboardy things. 118, all right, I like it. And so Diamond Milk, it's gonna be, man, it's just frost covered, guys. It's so dripping. It's just, it's got very unique profiles and terp profiles. This one's gonna be extremely hardy, guys. This is gonna be one that you can top if you want to. Go ahead. I think it'll grow right through it. This is going to be one that's very resistant to cold because this is made originally with Dan Jimmy's anvil that he used to make his blackstrap, which is one of the hardiest and stable strains in the autoflower industry. Period. Okay, it's huge. It's stable as they get. It can 120. It can withstand almost anything. Okay. Ben loves the anvil strain from Speedrun. Ben loves it because it's the it's one of the most transplant stable varietals that he has come across. Me too. It's insane, guys. It's so rugged. It's so hardy. We're bringing the nug structure of the double grape, and then the frosty factor and the terpene profile from the grape dosy breath. Expect almost a licorice kind of spicy notes with a with a real earthy back note, with a real earthy back tones. This is going to be in the humulene section of the terpene wheelhouse. You're going to have lots of farnesene. You're going to have lots of good susquiterps. Very little caryophyllene. Very, very stinky, guys. Very stinky. This one is stinky. Okay, it's going to be probably one that's going to make its mark. If I have a strain that's really going to make its mark on the autoflower community as a whole and be talked about in years to come, I think it's going to be this one so far, just because it really combines the powerhouses of Gnome Automatics, Rockbud, myself, Mephisto. It's bringing all those, all the best traits out from each of those, okay? And then we got the Garlic Bear. I know that's what you guys really want to hear about. The Garlic Bear, guys, is going to be my double berry slushy crossed with my double dosy bear, all right? I feminized that cross, which was the double dosy bear, and I feminized it with the double berry slushy. Okay. Then I took that and I crossed it with my garlic slushy. I haven't run these again. These are going to be F1s, and these are going to be ones that I'm going to be relying as feedback from you guys. Okay. And feedback from you guys, including how they grow, what they smell like, and so that's going to lead me down the path on how to actually grow them out as far as working the line continuously. So I'm going to give you guys some freebies. I have a feeling you guys are in for a treat and going to find some super fire with the Garlic Bear. Again, folks, for those that don't know, my Bear's Breath, my original strain that I originally created 4 or 5 years ago, it just happened to be, I just lucked up and got, probably one of the best breeding autos that's ever been made. It's a stout, absolute killer that just brings all of the right and correct and appropriate stuff from all of those strains. It just brings it out, enhances them, and turns it super. I don't know how. That's why Ben liked it so much from Speedrun, why he used it in almost all of his stuff. It's just a killer. And so I really am I'm feminizing the Slushy Bear and the Blue Kong Bear, for those that want to know. That's happening on this run right now. So you guys should have some F2 Fems available in the coming months to get out to you guys. I know we had a really big response and a really good response with the regular release. So we're going to do some work, and we're going to get to feminizing those things and get those out there to you guys. So that's what we got for this week's Talk About It Tuesday, folks. I am going to hop off of here, and I'm going to activate all of the things. Well, we're going to make sure to go to dreambeans.net. The Diamond Milk will be available in the feminized seed section. And when I said double freebies, that we're gonna give you guys double freebies. Okay, they're still gonna just beat me over the head. But it's okay, because we love you guys, and you guys got us up over all the way to 122 for our viewership numbers. That's like 30 more than we've had at any point in time in our history of doing it. So I want to reward you folks. So we'll hop off here, let you guys go ahead and get over to dreambeans.net, and we will let you get all up in some Diamond Milk action. There's lots of packs there, guys. Don't worry about it having it in your cart and taking it out. I'm working on that as well with my web guys. So you guys look out. Make sure that you guys get the Diamond Milk. If you have any questions, make sure that you get at me in the DMs. Later, guys. We'll see you out there in the Dream Bean Support Center, and next Tuesday here at Talk About It Tuesday. Later, guys.